Hi guys, we're here with Attitude for Blender and let's talk about design. So this is a really difficult subject because I know that many people probably wonder, it's like how the hell these guys are coming up with all these cool shapes out of a freaking cube. I mean, if you look at the cube, right, it's not very inspiring piece of geometry. I mean, it's a bit grey, so it's a bit like a nerdy chick sitting on the floor with messy hair, stretched jumper, on a pile of books, but groom it up a bit and you might be in shock. And if you think I sound sexist, you just didn't have a good shock in your life. Anyway, so the cube, right? Everything starts with the cube or some kind of a very simple geometric shape like a plane. But before that, you need to know what you want, and this is really important. It's like in life, okay? If you are doing a job that you don't really like and the job gives you a lot of money, you're still gonna be unhappy unless you're just a materialist and you don't, all you care about is money. That means you don't have a soul, so that doesn't matter, the human. But if you are a human and you're doing a job that you don't like, you're gonna be pissed all day, every day, right? I used to be a lawyer. I fucking hated it. I don't care how much money it makes, okay? I don't. I wouldn't care. I wouldn't change my place with a top corporate lawyer from freaking wherever, okay? I don't care, because this is what I want to do. I want to do art. I've been doing art for years and that's what I want to do. And I don't want to do, organic design or interior design. I want to do mechs. I want to do guns. I want to do spaceships, docks, space stations. I want to do sci-fi hard surface and nothing fucking more. I had a client recently approaching me about making some benches. I said, do I look like a fucking guy who's gonna make you benches? The fuck is wrong with you? Do you know what I mean? Like, what the? Look at my portfolio. Where the fuck do you see benches? Some people. And if you don't know what you want, you're gonna just circle like a piece of turd in an ice crack without purpose, just until eternity, right? So you need to know. Ask yourself what you want, what kind of modeling you want to do, and is this actually something that you really want to do, or you're doing it because it's a fashion, because you think it's cool to be a game designer or game model or whatever. If it's not for you, then don't do it, and if it is for you, then work your fucking ass off and do it, and then do not listen to anyone who tells you differently, okay? Doesn't matter if your girlfriend, parents, whoever, it doesn't matter, because if it is really, really what you want to do and you are sure, then fuck everyone else. Just do it, because otherwise you're gonna be unhappy. And people who actually appreciate you as you are or what you do will come along. And that's the story of life, okay? And the same thing is with design. If you know what you want to design, for example, I want to design a bot. Okay, what kind of bot do I want? You need to ask yourself a question before you even start touching the cube, right? It's like a foreplay, okay? You know what I mean? Just in your head. Before you start touching, have a bit of finesse, okay? Think about it. The angles and stuff, you know what I mean? So anyway, think about what you want. Is it a bipedal mech? Is it a, animal-like mech? Is it like from Horizon Zero Dawn, right? Is it like I don't know, a snake mech? Is it a ship? What do you want? It is a ship being transformed into a mech. Is it a transformer mech? Like, what do you want to create? And then start building the shapes up. So when I show you, this is this bot I made recently, right? But let me show you how it started, okay? So let me show you one of the first files, right? This one. See what I mean? Look at this. So let me tell you how I started it. Now, what I wanted to do is to create a funny little bot with a round top, because I knew that round's gonna make it look kind of half cute, half evil, okay? Because I knew I can put a face on it. I knew it's gonna be cutish because it's gonna be small, kind of like a pocket thing. I knew what I want. I want like a cute spy bot, okay, with a kind of rounded top and fun legs, okay? So I knew I wanted chicken legs, but you know, I need to find the mechanical chicken legs, and I did. Watch this. So when I flip this bot to the other side, right, you can see that this is exactly the same shape. But the end product, right, if I bring this mech up, right, the end product is, you know, it's very different, right? I did it with, you know, I put on my own spin on it. I didn't copy the design, I just copied the proportions more or less, and even changed the feet because I didn't like these feet, okay? I wanted to have more like a human feet, okay? With kind of like funny toes and stuff, right? But I wanted this shape because I knew it's gonna just look kind of funny when it's gonna be like more like a sneaky bot, okay? So again, idea, you need to have an idea. And it's a simple one too, just a lot of details, but this is the beginning. So I wanted some kind of a shell on it, and I knew what kind of shape of legs I want, right? And, you know, then I started refining it. For example, in the final version, you can see that these legs are much larger, because this one would, you know, basically tip over. It just fall backwards because there's not enough support. But if you look at these legs, right, they're much longer. See that? They're huge. So they support this bot very well. So I've changed this later, but let's move on with our design and look a bit further, yeah? So let's go to file number 5. See now what happens here, right? I started to work on mid details. So I got the blocking down, the main shape. You gotta get the main shape, the proportions, right? Once you get that down, you can start, you know, chiseling out the shapes, okay? So I knew I want some engines at the back, so I cut them really quickly, all right? I knew I wanted some, you know, some really like a large base, and some kind of like a funky shell, and some kind of like a top, maybe with some spyglass or something. And I wanted some kind of a shell on top of these legs, okay, like kind of like a double layer. And if you look at the final design, you know, you can see that you have it here, and they just simply run with a different color, different shade of gray, if you will. Let's go to file number 9, right? So now it's getting more refined, okay? I'm getting more and more details in, but they still mid details, okay? I don't move into small details, because if you start detailing stuff from the beginning, you will lose yourself in details, and very simply things just gonna go out of control very quickly, okay? Now look at this one, it's still mid detail, okay? There are no fine details in here, there's still mid details, so you do not touch fine details until you're ready to do it. And you're ready to do it when you finish mid details. And when do you know that? That's a matter of practice, okay? A matter of practice, a matter of watching other designs, a matter of working in art. It's just years of experience. You can't get it in 2 fucking days. It's not gonna happen. So if you're an impatient prick, it's not for you, okay? It takes time. Knowledge takes fucking time. Get used to it, okay? Millennial fucks. So you need to take your time, right? It's not gonna, you can have a talent, but trust me, talent, I have a talent. It's 5 to 10% of what you can do. You know, maybe 5 without work, but the 95%, okay, that's fucking hard work. 16 hours a day of work. There's no other way about it. Ask anyone you want, they will tell you the same shit. The most talented people in the world, they work like fucking crazy. Because they know what they want, they have a talent for it, and that's what they want to do. If you don't believe me, ask the chicks, okay? If the shit gets you wet, do it. You might regret it later. Do you know what I mean? So, this is a mid detail. I don't touch small details yet. I'm still working on mid detail, okay? Because if you start overloading one part with details, you will very quickly lose the whole bird's eye view of the situation. You need to supervise the whole structure at all times, and that's why I'm moving from part to part, from the top to the legs, from the legs to the hips, from the hips to the back, from the front to the back, from the back to the front, and I'm just moving about and changing things, okay? You don't focus on one area. Look how people paint paintings. Look at speed painting on someone who's actually good at painting, how they paint. They don't paint one area, they just jump about, because they're creating the whole balance of shapes. Everything needs to stay in balance, right? If you start focusing on an area, you'll fuck up the balance. Unless you're replicating something, but that's not art, okay? That's a craft. There's a very big difference. Now let's go here and go to 12. See now I focused a little bit more with mid details on the top, and so I left the legs alone and I focus on the top a bit, right? All these cuts, double shell and so on. So now let's see next file, somewhere like 16, probably gonna move to feet or something, right? There you go. See what I mean? Now I left the top alone. I added just this binocular, not binocular, I mean monocle, and I moved to the feet. You see, I start detailing the feet, but the feet are not fully detailed yet, because if you look at the final design, they're really detailed, right? There's a lot of stuff going on at the feet, so I started to detail them, but I haven't finished it. So I'm balancing the top with the bottom. And then I'm gonna move, you know, across, back, and so forth. So you just keep moving around. And the funny thing is that when you design stuff, right, when you start moving about and you start seeing things popping out, you start being inspired by shapes. And the larger is your visual library, the more chances are that you're gonna get inspired, kind of like sparked in the middle of creating something. There's a very interesting video by Scott Robertson, who's a very good designer, and he created for himself kind of like a stamp random brushes in Photoshop. Go and find his videos. His name is Scott Robertson, and he has a fantastic book, by the way, on how to draw, so it's easy to find him. Anyway, so here's this video where he created those stamps of random kind of like imprints. So you click once with a brush in Photoshop and it just creates a random outburst of lines. And from these lines, he has videos how he gets inspired by shapes and he creates stuff out of them. And this is exactly what happens in here. So when you start creating a shape that you want to create, so you're into it, your brain is engaged, then when you start shaping it and trying to make it proportional and, you know, well balanced, your brain will start triggering and firing on all pistons, and you're gonna start seeing shapes that were not there. So once you get out of this cube mode, right, you will start seeing things, and you can just follow them like a path of candies, you know. Just don't go to the gingerbread house, because you're gonna get properly fucked. So anyway, let's go further and let's load another one. Maybe let's go like a 24 or something, right? So you see now we are getting towards the finish, but look at this. I'm still not adding final details, and by final details I mean decals, right? They're not there yet. You see, I'm still working on geo. So you don't see any screws, bolts, any of this crap, okay? Because this will just clutter my image, clutter my vision. I'm still working on feet, you know, on the details of feet, because all this stuff, you know, is geo, right? So if you move further, you know, to something a little bit like closer to 30, let's go to, you know, file number 30. Now you can see that I already have decals in, right? So let's just turn on the look type. So now you see that we have in some full details on all the screws, bolts, and if I placed them before, I would just get confused because with so much clutter I wouldn't know where to put them. So I wanted to push this model as far as I could with details without actually making it look like a Christmas tree, okay, from a bad movie, you know what I mean? So that's how you create those designs. They just simply, one shape leads you to another. It's like a flow, okay? Sometimes you need to get away from the canvas, go outside, go annoy your neighbors. I don't care, just do something else that's gonna reset your brain. Come back with a fresh mind and keep working. But again, at the end, it's all down to practice, building a visual library, and there's one more really important thing. Do not This is really crucial, okay? Do not watch crap on Facebook or other shitty websites, okay? Go to fucking ArtStation, find the top dogs in your area. So if it's dolls, find fucking dolls. If it's, you know, characters, find characters. If it's sci-fi, find sci-fi. If it's environment design, find these guys. And then make sure they are really, really good. And then follow anyone they follow. Because these guys don't follow, you know, layabouts, okay? They usually follow the good guys. They follow concept artists. They follow people who inspire them. They follow good, you know, they follow people who know anatomy, etc., right? So they follow people who are good at their field. And you can see that from the portfolio. Find guys who design for Star Citizen if you're into sci-fi. These guys are amazing. Follow these guys. So that's how, you know, don't follow people because they're famous. Follow people who you think, you know, could improve your art in terms of they are from your area of expertise or your area of interest. So if I'm into sci-fi design, I'm not gonna follow someone who creates, I don't know, you know, designs like a stylized designs like for Borderlands or for Warcraft. I do appreciate the art, but I couldn't give a rat's ass about it in terms of doing it, actually creating it, right? I do appreciate it visually when I see a good design. I don't care what it is. I just simply appreciate good art. But it doesn't have to be something that I will follow. You feel me? So you just focus on whatever the hell gets you going. And the rest is irrelevant unless you can benefit from it. So for example, if I'm going to create a mech that is a humanoid, I will study human anatomy, I will study sculpture, I will study muscles, I will study skeletal structure, because I fucking need it. It's just plain and simple. I have to study it to understand it. But will I be ever good with this kind of designs? I don't know. I prefer bots, I like robots, okay, so I want to focus on this. So I'm not really into creating, you know, characters, right? I created one or two, but it's really not my thing. So very important, focus on people who are from your area of, you know, your area of interest. So to summarize, right? Make sure that you are doing what you really like doing, okay? I have so many students when I was teaching photography in Photoshop who are asking me, could you please teach me how to recreate style of this guy on Instagram? I said, why would you want to do that? I said, oh, you know, because I know it's popular with girls and I like shooting girls. I was like, dude, why don't you create your own fucking style? Oh, no, you know, because I don't know, you know, just I wanted this because I know it's popular. I said, dude, but it's not your fucking style. Just do something that you think is good. Come up with something that I said, oh, you know, I don't know how to do it. Because it takes time. That's what it boils down to. It takes fucking time. And it will take time because these things don't happen in 2 days. Right? You can't get stoned and just become a fantastic artist. You're just gonna be a junkie with a pen. You need time to become an artist, and then when you get stoned, maybe you're gonna get better ideas, I don't know. But the point is that you need to know your shit first. And to get to know your shit, you need to spend time on it. And to spend time on it, you don't want to waste it on, you know, garbage design, which is exactly why, for example, people who go to like big markets, you know, not markets, like furniture stores, and they see a sofa, they don't know what the fuck to do with it. But when they see a whole design, they say, oh shit, that would fit in our room. Because the wallpaper is similar, because the coloring is similar, because the area is similar of size, and they can visualize it. You see what I mean? So it's kind of similar here, okay? You need to have this the ability, you need to develop the ability to see that set of furniture without it being there. And to do that, you need to practice. And to practice, you want to practice with good teachers, which means with good art. Because otherwise you might pick up bad habits and create shit art. And we have enough of this, okay? Out there. It's just really basta, yeah? Well, that's all from me, guys. Hope it clears some paths in your brain and gets you to the point of start. And, you know, don't let other people tell you fucking otherwise. They're just jelly. That's all it is. Because people who are really, really creative, they are way too busy to bitch at other people. We just don't have time for this. Because we're too busy doing stuff, okay? So if someone is bitching at your art, it means they're either shit, jealous, or a waste of fucking space. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you did enjoy the vid. Give us a like and sub if you did. And if you didn't, there is a link in the video description to a store with great discounts on soy products. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one.